All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, May the 27th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. I know what the hell he's doing.
It's not working.
I know what he's doing. Never mind. All right, I can figure it out.
Can we do it this way?
You could do it. You could try it that way. Yeah, why
No,
not?
it's not going to work. It's just a BR strip like that.
I was just going to say, it's just like here.
It's National Cellophane Tape Day. So.
It's National Cellophane Tape. Happy National Cellophane Tape Day, everyone.
And I'm trying to do the whole...
For those who celebrate.
The piggy nose thing with the cellophane.
Right, to push it up and yeah.
But the only problem is I haven't shaved between my eyebrows lately, and it's just not sticking.
Gotcha.
It's not like I got a unibrow.
That happens. That happens.
I don't have a unibrow. I don't have a unibrew either.
I haven't had a unibrew in a while, actually.
What I do have is an Icarus.
You do have an Icarus,
and this is a collab with Hillsborough.
It is a collab. I didn't know we were we are jumping right into it.
Oh, right. I've had a bad day at work.
You have, and you definitely need to.
I need to get right into this. Of course, starting with a 3.7%. I really thought about redoing my whole beer stream today and up and doubling the ABVs.
Gotcha.
Which wouldn't be hard to do considering the ABVs I'm dealing with today.
Yeah, I was going to say you're not.
It's like I have a 3.7, a 3.1, and a 4.3, 4.5.
Yeah. You have a 3.7, a 3.1, and a 4.8. I have a 4. I beat you out. I got a 4.6, a 5.3, and a 4.2.
Hut hike. There we go.
So we are pushing it tonight, and all three of your cans. Well, here's the thing. I still got you beat lower wise because all three of your cans are 16 ounces.
Nope, this is a 12.
Oh no, you're right. 9 degree bros is 12 ounce, but all three of mine are
12s.
Are 12s. Yeah.
So we're probably evened it out.
There you go. So how is that? How is that 9 degree bros? I've been thinking about that, but I'm sure I'm going to have some at Lagerfest for Icarus, which is coming up a week from Saturday. 2 weeks from Saturday. I apologize.
It's the 14th. Right?
It's the 14th. Yes, it's the 14th.
Yeah, I'll be. I'm going to go see the Kills at White Eagle Hall.
Yes, you're going to see the Kills.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. I do believe. I have to double check with him, but I do believe I am going to a show at the Pony that night.
Are you? Who are you going to go see?
I do believe I'm going to see with Mr. John Donovan. I'm going to see the Black Keys at the Pony.
The Black Keys. I love the Black Keys. I like the Kills better though.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you have it. So, how is your 9 degree, bros? How's your 9 degrees, bro?
It's good. It's good. It's really good. It's tasty. Really
How's your 9 degree, bros, bro?
Bro?
Bros, bro.
Yeah, that's nice.
I
got it in my mechanical glass.
There you go. I actually almost grabbed. I wanted a Willie Becker for. I don't have a Stong. I'm having a Kolsch first.
Willie Becker. He had a great ERA going there for a while.
He did. He was good. But
and he was one of those where Tommy John surgery just didn't do anything for him.
Didn't do a thing. So yeah.
But of course, we talk about the great left-handed middle relief pitcher from the Chicago White Sox.
Correct.
Back in what was that? When did he pitch? 1933.
In the early 30s.
Yes, it was something like that. I'd imagine that was actually the case. We're just making shit up here, but.
And then he gave up baseball after his surgery because Tommy John hadn't been invented yet. For like another 50 years at that point. But he gave up his career in baseball to make glassware.
He was actually a German politician from Dusseldorf, born in 1977.
I love the town Dusseldorf.
I just like saying Dusseldorf.
Well, that's why I love the town Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf. We could spend the next hour just saying Dusseldorf.
Let's just sit here and drink beer and say Dusseldorf all night.
We should do that.
Yeah.
How's your beer?
I am drinking. Yeah, it's from Dusseldorf. Not really, but it is a Kolsch. It is called Carl. You've had this on the show maybe about 4 weeks ago, I believe, when you were in San Antonio.
I did.
It is a Kolsch again, 4.6%, 12 fluid ounces, and it is from St. Elmo Brewing Company. There you go.
Been there.
And you went live from there.
Went live from there and drank that beer. Actually, the owner of the brewery poured that for me.
Look at how clean that is. Look at
That is, it's just such a beautiful Kolsch.
I'm taking my first sip of Carl.
Take your first sip of Carl. Dusseldorf is not that far from Cologne.
That is pretty.
That, to me, that is my favorite American brewed Kolsch.
That is damn good.
That is, I think that's as close as you're going to get to the actual German style in this country.
That is damn good. Wow.
Yeah.
Kudos to Brian. That was fantastic.
It is. I could see myself just like drinking about 50 of those in a day.
I could see, you know what? I mean, just looking at this can, it's like no, I mean no disrespect by any means in the packaging,
and just how plain it is.
Right. But I could see picking up like a case of this, like, you know, like one of those suitcases, right? 24 packs of this and just crushing them.
Yeah. It's an amazing beer. Absolutely amazing beer.
It's
a Dusseldorf level beer.
It's a Dusseldorf level beer, yes. Yeah. Dusseldorf. So, if you haven't guessed it, we are doing yet another. Here we go. Actually, no. Give me a second because I actually have to fix this.
What did you break?
No, I didn't break anything, but I forgot that just the two of us banner.
Did you break your Dusseldorf?
I did not. That was years ago. Oh. It's been fixed and broken again several times since then.
He's had Dusseldorf replacement surgery.
I have. It is yet another just the two of us show. We had a guest tonight. We had to reschedule. No offense. I mean, they had something come up. So we may have or may not.
He was going to Dusseldorf.
He was going to Dusseldorf, right? That's going to be a running theme throughout the show here.
We've already warned them.
This is true. We may or may not have a special guest popping on at some point to join into the hilarity this evening, but
he's not from Dusseldorf.
But for this particular show, it is just the two of us were calling it show. It's fun, freeform fermentation fodder.
It's not entirely freeform. I've got some shit prepared.
I got a little. Well, I mean, all of our shows to some extent are freeform, right? But
this is true too.
But fun, freeform fermentation fodder. You know me in alliteration. I had to go there, but
John
that
enjoys alliteration.
I enjoy being illiterate.
Yes. Don't we all? So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to turn the tables on John. John, every now and then, when we've got like one of those regular guests that we have every now and then, we don't do it with first-time guests because there's so much to talk about with them. But John likes to play hopped takes.
Mm-hmm.
This little play on hot takes.
They're hot takes, but we just call it hop takes.
Because hop puns abound.
Abound, yes.
I don't know if they abound so much in Dusseldorf. Because they use hops there. They got the noble hops. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I've got like 3 categories here and a couple of questions in each category because we just passed Memorial Day.
We did.
So quick quiz. What do we celebrate on Memorial Day, John?
We celebrate the men and women that unselfishly gave their lives so that we may live a free and enjoyable life here in the United States of America.
Well stuttered. Very well stuttered. That was, exactly. That's what it is. That's why it's Memorial Day. It's in memory of them. So in honor of Memorial Day, we're going to go into, because John and I, we do like our pop culture. We like our movies. We like our music. We like all kinds of things. We definitely like our beer. We're gonna start off in honor of Memorial Day. I'm gonna ask John, TV or movie? Favorite representation of the Revolutionary War?
TV or movie?
Mm-hmm.
TV show or movie? Favorite representation of the Revolutionary War?
Yep.
Oh, geez. Well, start me off with an easy one. Why don't you?
Yeah, well, we're gonna go right there and see if we can. See, the funny thing is, I can't even remember the name of mine. It was a television series. Is it a miniseries? I think it was a miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
was it? I think it was John Adams. Was it?
Yes, John Adams. It was John Adams.
It was John Adams.
Yeah.
That was a great show. Really enjoyed that one. So that's you got one, or or you going with mine?
I'm just trying to remember the name of what I'm trying to think of it. It's from a while ago. I need a little help. It has nothing to do with the movie.
Oh. Another one that came to mind, which began the war.
Oh, it's John Adams. You're John Adams. Paul Giamatti was in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the one?
It's a movie. It's not a TV show.
That's what it is. But it is, that's the one with Giamatti playing John Adams. It was fantastic. They showed you.
That's what it is. That's mine. That's the one that's the one I was thinking of. John Adams is great. I did see that.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
April Morning.
April Morning. Ooh, I don't know.
88. Tommy Lee Jones was in it.
Tommy Lee Jones, really?
Yeah. It was about the April 1775 in Lexington, Massachusetts, the afternoon before the Battle of Lexington. Yeah.
The shot. Well, Concord was shot heard around the world, but
right.
Lexington followed shortly thereafter.
Correct.
And
yeah. So April,
and that's the day of. They call it Paul Revere's ride, but he was only one of very few. He was only one of a bunch of riders. That is.
Right.
One of them was like a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And his leg of this warning system that they put in place was one of the shortest legs. The only reason he got the fame for it is because he was rich. Mm-hmm. He was a silversmith.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But if you go up to Boston, right, and you
which is my want, and I do want to. More so than going to Dusseldorf, I want to go back to Boston.
Yeah, I haven't, like, for as much as I love Boston, as often as we go, haven't been in a minute. It's been 2.5 years since I've been to Boston at this point.
I think you've been since I've been.
Yeah. So, but if you go there and you go on any of the tours, or you talk to anybody or whatever that does any of the tours, they do talk about all the other people that did go out on the ride. It's not, they don't just focus on.
And if they ever open it back up again, I don't know if it's open yet. At the top of the Prudential Building, there's a diorama in the middle of the top floor. Mm-hmm. And it shows you the growth of Boston, but they take you through the Revolutionary War history of Boston and Lexington, Concord, and all that. Right. The North Church, the blockade, blowing up the what you call it, the lighthouse, and then blowing up Boston Harbor Light, which was the first lighthouse ever commissioned and built in the United States. Mm-hmm. By them blowing it up, that made Sandy Hook Lighthouse the oldest standing lighthouse in the country.
It is, yeah.
Because of that. So it's a little Jersey pride showing. Mm. Okay, let's move on to the Civil War.
We're moving up approximately 85 years.
Something along those,
ish.
Yeah, ish. Mm-hmm. So
skipping right over 1812.
There's not a lot of movies made about the War of 1812, so that's why we're skipping the War of 1812. And that was prior to us being a country, was the French Indian Wars.
Right.
So, do you have anything?
Oh, that's your question for me.
Yes, Civil War. Movie or a show for Civil War?
Gettysburg was good. It was a TV miniseries.
Yes, Gettysburg, I think, was fantastic.
That was very good. I'll go with that one. I'll go Gettysburg.
Okay, then I am going to go with I just forgot the name of it. Matthew Broderick, Carrie Elways.
Oh
my God! How could I love this movie? Oh my God! Morgan Freeman was in it.
Yeah.
probably the only movie that Morgan Freeman and Carrie Elways were in together. That's wrong because they were in Kiss the Girls together.
Oh, Glory.
Glory, that's the one.
Glory.
I just absolutely love that movie. It's a fantastic. Oh, Denzel Washington. How can I forget Denzel Washington?
I mean, if you want to go old school, Red Badge of Courage was great.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
The Robert Crane novel.
That's true.
Robert Crane?
Stephen Crane.
Stephen Crane. It's like, no, Robert Crane doesn't sound right. Okay, we're going to jump up to World War I.
World War One. Oh well, I mean, you got to go with whatchamacallit?
AQOTWF.
What?
Well, there's All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah, that was a great movie.
But what were you talking about?
What was it? No, is it World War One or was that World War II?
Which one are you thinking of?
That was. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Saving Private Ryan.
That is World War II.
That was 2, right? Yeah.
That is definitely 2.
All Quiet on the Western Front. I mean, I once you said that, I don't have to think anymore. Definitely, I'll go with that one. That was fantastic.
Paths of Glory for me. Paths of Glory. Have we ever talked about my list of 200?
I don't know. Have we?
There was a time on Facebook. So one of my friends had posted up this list that Forbes had put up of the greatest movies of all time.
Right.
And you could check the things off and all that. And when it came down to it, he had seen just over half of them.
Oh, really?
And so I went and I looked at it. I hadn't seen even half of them. So I started to go through the list. But then after a couple of movies that were on this list by Forbes, like, I'm never getting those 2 hours back of my life. That was an awful damn movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we know, all lists like that are subjective. I tried to make it as objective as possible. I wanted a list that was objective as possible. So what I did is I took like 10 different lists, brought all the movies over into a spreadsheet, of course, when you mean spreadsheet.
Of course.
And then checked off, and then across the top was, the list, and then checked off which list they showed on, and then tallied everything up. And there was like 30 of them appeared on all 10 lists. And then I kept like, well, that's not enough. So I kept going. When I got to anything that showed up on 6 lists or more, that was an even 200. And like the odds of that happening are very, very slim.
It's very, very slim. Yeah, that's for sure.
So for my World War One though, I was Paths of Glory. No, maybe because I forgot about. Well, the biography of Tolkien is basically a World War One movie, but we all know I love Tolkien.
Sure.
But I'm gonna skip that one. Actually, Lawrence of Arabia. It's actually, but I think it doesn't really happen when I don't know if that actually counts. We're gonna stick with Paths of Glory. Okay, so
if you watch Friends, Phoebe's twin sister Ursula.
Yep.
At one point,
also played by Lisa Kudrow.
She got into porn. She became a porn star at one point.
Yes, I remember that.
And one of the movies she was in was Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Okay, World War II.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Sir Alec Guinness.
Casablanca every now and then for laughs. Kidding with the laughs part.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I don't know. For me, The Great Escape.
Great Escape's good.
Great Escape is one of those movies that I have seen every part of it at least 5 times, but I've never seen the whole movie through in one sitting.
I just want to point out to you that I definitely could have drank about 5 more of these.
How good is that damn beer?
Thank you very much. Thank Kerry for me because
exactly.
All right. And I'm gonna have to place a phone call to Brian because need more
of that.
Need more of those.
Yeah, I got to talk to Tony Drury next time he's in San Antonio. He's ship me a case of that stuff.
Ship you a case and me. I was going to say we're not splitting a case.
Oh no, we're not splitting a case. No.
Yeah.
No. That'll be an afternoon for me. Speaking of Tony Drury, this next one Tony gave me to give to you.
Yes, he did.
So
what is the beer you just poured there, sir?
Oh, so I poured a Schilling. I have no idea how to say that. Maley.
Let's go with Maley.
8 degrees. I can say 8 degrees.
You can say 8 degrees. Yeah, there you go.
It's a Czech style session Pilsner.
I have not had that.
I gotta check to see how old this is because it's throwing some age here. I may have left this in there too long. Apparently it was canned in 2103. That's the problem. Time travel will do that to a beer.
2103?
Oh, no. Here we go.
2103.
No, it's 070524. So it's almost a year old. As a 3.1% pills.
And it's 2103. Wow, talk about fresh. It does say that. It does. That's pretty funny.
But above it, there it is. Now we got it resolved.
All right.
So, at any rate, but yeah, it's weird. It's throwing something vegetal. Which it didn't when I first had it. So it's just the age.
Gotcha. And my second beer, as you stated before, Tony gave this to you for me.
Celery. That's what it's throwing.
Celery.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hans Pils from Real Ale Brewing.
His second favorite beer, I believe.
This is his second favorite beer behind
Velvet Hammer.
Velvet Hammer.
Yep. As far as I know, he's not written a song about Hans Pils. So.
This is true. This is very true.
He has written one and
recorded. Yeah, he did. Oh, wow. Great nose. Oh, that's a clean Pils. That's really, really nice. I need more of that, too.
Yeah, it's another good one. So, yeah, we're doing some spoilage here.
That's good.
All right. John with some great beer. So, World War II, we've already done that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything. Was there movies about Korea?
Well, you said TV or movies.
Yeah. Well, yeah, MASH, of course.
MASH. You can't get past.
Here's the only problem with MASH.
Go ahead.
It's set in Korea. It's about Vietnam.
No, I mean, it's about Korea. I mean, everything is about Korea.
No, it's.
I understand what you're saying. I understand
Korea, but it's about Vietnam. They've come out and they've said it.
Well, I mean, Vietnam was still going on when the movie came out and the TV show started.
That's why they had to set it.
And by the way, it's not just a TV show. It was a movie before it was a TV show too.
With Sutherland and
Donald Sutherland, Elliot Gould.
Yep.
Sally Kellerman was Margaret Houlihan.
The only cast member that made the transition from
Gary Burkhoff.
Yes, Radar.
Radar O'Reilly was the only one that was the same actor in both the movie and the TV show.
Yep.
You could ask me any question about MASH you want, I'll answer it because I've seen every one of those episodes forwards and backwards.
What was the Hawaiian nurse's name?
Kelly.
Is that her first or last name?
That was her last name.
What was her first name?
I don't think they ever told you.
I think they did at one point.
They may have said it like once.
Yeah.
She was Nurse Kelly, but that was her last name.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny because the actress's first name
is Kelly.
But it's spelled Kellye, just the way Nurse Kelly's name is
right.
spelled.
They used to do that a lot in TV shows. They'd take either a first name or a last name, make it first or whatever. And if they didn't have a character's name set years ago, not anymore. I mean, they have everything's written before they even cast the damn thing.
Unless, of course, you're dating Trejo, in which case most of the time they just call you Trejo.
Right.
His character in Heat's name was Trejo.
Trejo, yeah.
All right, so we're
gonna. I mean, I understand what they may have said, but it's still Korea, so I got to go because I have I have my own. I have another Vietnam one for you.
So let's move on to Vietnam then.
What about yours? You want MASH too, or you have a different?
Well, there was really nothing else about Korea, was there? Hamburger Hill was nom. Thin Red Line was nom.
Everything was nom. I mean, any movies that came out. I mean, Korea was. I mean, there was a couple of movies. There was a handful of movies. I'm sure.
I don't think there's anything that I actually saw.
MASH is the cornerstone, if you will, for the Korean War. So.
I'm not sure that there's anything from movies or TV shows about Korea that I actually saw.
So Vietnam.
On to Vietnam.
Full Metal Jacket.
Bingo. Same here.
Mm-hmm.
That was just an absolutely a Dusseldorf of a movie.
It was a Dusseldorf and a half of a movie. It was a downtown central Dusseldorf movie.
Actually, I think it was a Dusseldorf.
I believe you're right. I believe you're right.
I'll square that last Dorf.
You had to do that. That was a fantastic movie. Well written, well filmed. Matthew Modine was fantastic in it.
My favorite thing about it was Dick Armey, because Dick Armey was brought on as the advisor to the person that was going to play the role of the drill sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, they're just the people that they're, having read for the drill sergeant. They're just like, no one's got it. Dick, can you just do the role?
Right.
That's how he got the role, and then he became a TV personality after that. So you just never know how things start, right?
This is true. This is very true.
What's your favorite line from that movie?
Favorite line or one that I've most quoted?
Well, I'm sure the one you most quoted.
Go ahead.
Me love you long time.
Of course. Me love you long time.
Actually, the one I probably quoted most from that one is Tuboku. From that very scene. Actually, my favorite line from that, Dick Armey had some great ones, and he wasn't scripted. They just let him go off. Because Snowball, I like you. You can come over and fuck my sister.
Yeah.
That was probably that was from the brainstem of Dick Armey. That was amazing. How tall are you? 6'2". Jesus Christ! I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Yeah. Definitely some of his rantings at Private Pile were probably most quoted.
Yeah, he was.
I think that's what's your major malfunction? That comes from that. I've quoted that.
Malfunction. Yeah. And then Paul shoots him, and then himself.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it was a brutally accurate movie.
Oh yeah, in
so many ways. It's just.
I saw a video, an interview with what's his face?
With Wolf.
No, it was Lucky was in it. Yeah, he was there. Why can't you could say his name? You could say a name whenever you need to say a name, but when you need to say it, whenever you don't need to say a name, when you need to say it, you can't think of the damn name. The actor who played Pyle, yeah,
who is now Kingpin on Daredevil.
Well, he's been in a lot.
Yeah, I know, but that's what he's currently doing.
Oh, jeez. He was in Law and Order, Criminal Intent. He was the lead in Criminal Intent.
Let's see, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right? Yeah, he's been in a lot of things, but he had to gain all that weight for that movie.
Yeah, and he took it all off after the movie and had put it back on to play Kingpin.
Right. Well, I mean, it was a couple years in between.
Just a few.
I don't think. Let's put it this way: at the age he's at now, he probably didn't have to try much to put it back on.
Oh, probably not. I'll say that, but I think of all the genres of war movies. I think World War II movies produced the largest amount of.
Oh yeah, no, World War II. There was the most amount of movies for World War II, definitely.
Oh, Kelly's Heroes. Bridget Remagen, Bridge Too Far, Dirty Dozen.
Well, let's go back to World War. Was it? Let's talk some TV shows for a second. I mean, a great, you know,
Well, if
TV
you're going
show, Hogan's Heroes
to Hogan's Heroes,
was
I don't know if there was too many TV shows based on World War II, though.
no,
But Vietnam had China Beach.
yes, did.
Amazing
But
show.
Hogan's Heroes, who was in that? Was I mean, whatchamacallit?
Crane, another Crane.
Bob
That's
Crane.
Robert Crane.
That's
there's
Robert. There's Robert Crane. That's where I was going. You damn you.
Thumbs around.
Trying to get there.
And
Richard
the first
Dawson.
host of Family Feud.
Family Feud, yeah.
The man who probably passed on more herpes than any human on the planet. Simplex one, mind you. Let's not start any rumors.
Just one, yeah, no, cold sores. That's what we're talking about.
That version.
Exactly. Get it straight. That's all. And then Schultz. I know nothing. I see nothing.
It's funny. Sometimes I confuse him with the Rob Reiner, John Biner character.
Yes, this is very true.
Very interesting.
So, very interesting.
But stupid.
Oh, stupid. We will get you, schmuck.
Oh, now that's Cold War.
Bernie Kopel.
Get
Smart, co-written by who?
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. There you go.
Yep, Mel Brooks. Okay, so we're through the Memorial Day category. We're going to go into some music now.
A little music. A little music.
A little personal here.
All right, there we go.
What was the favorite instrument you ever owned? Because John played in bands.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to play. I did open mic nights, and we tried to form bands. So we've both been owners of musical instruments. So, your favorite one you own?
A favorite one. I mean, I've owned many over the years. They're all gone now.
Is that?
I got to give you 3. All right, actually. I'll give you 3 and an honorable mention. How's that? Because no, I'll make it quick though. It's not a top 3 list by any means, but because it's keyboards and then there's guitars, right?
Yes, there are.
I'll give you a keyboard.
Those are 2 different things.
I'll give you a keyboard and a guitar, but there's one keyboard, right? And I got. Well, let me just say it, because by the time I set everything up, I could have been done with it. So, right. Favorite keyboard I ever owned: Roland Juno 106.
Okay.
Synthesizer, standard issue. Everybody had it back in the 80s.
I've seen a picture of you standing behind that thing.
Everybody had it back in the 80s, and I can pull one up if you want. But
no,
and
you pulled it up
a lot skinnier at the time too. Well, I was probably 18 in the picture, so actually or 19 or 20, but in any event. That's favorite keyboard. Honorable mention for keyboards is Fender Rhodes. Love my Fender Rhodes.
Okay.
That was fantastic. I just sit there and jam some R&B and jazz on that forever. But in any event, moving on to guitars, my favorite acoustic guitar, and I won't give an honorable mention for acoustic guitar, was my Martin Shenandoah. It was fantastic.
Well, that's understandable. Yeah.
Fantastic guitar. But I loved my Guild electric solid body. It wasn't one of the hollow body Guilds. It was a solid body.
Okay.
I got it in 85 or 86. EMG pickups, Kaler tremolo system, a solid body too. It wasn't a separate neck. It was straight through. It was. I loved that guitar. In fact,
the feel, the sound,
everything about it. And it was the 80s. It was a hot pink guitar too. So that was in fact one of the pictures I showed. It was probably sitting on a guitar stand there too. An honorable mention on that one too. I had a hold that thought. We just had a tune in to our special possible guest that we were going to have on, and here he is. Welcome to the show, Mr. Al Gattullo. How are you?
I recognize that guy.
I recognize you guys too. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Busy but good.
Busy but good.
He's a busy man.
We're doing good. We're doing some hot takes.
Okay.
We can catch up with yours in a second. I'll just say my Steinberger. If you know a Steinberger guitar,
it's not a beer style, Al.
It's not. Yeah.
No, I know.
It has no headstock. The tuning is at the base.
No, I think it is. I think it's a beer style from Dusseldorf.
I believe it's from Dusseldorf. Yeah.
It's from Dusseldorf.
And Steinberger's a beer style from Dusseldorf. Yeah.
Dusseldorf is the hot word for the show today.
Yeah. Yes. You can use it for anything.
Just because it's fun to say.
Yeah. Right. All right. Think about the Smurfs, right? Like everything was small. Like, he got smurfed. I'm going to smurf you. I get it. Yeah. So Dusseldorf is filling that void today. So anyway, so yeah, my Steinberger had no headstock. So when it went up to the top of the neck, that was the end of it. There was no headstock with tuning pegs. The tuning mechanism was down at the base in the body of the guitar. So it was kind of a cool thing. Again,
that's cool.
Again, 80s. What do you want?
Yeah.
Well, I had it's funny because when I first started playing bass, I was a trombone player, so the transition to bass is pretty natural. But when I got my first bass, it was an Ibanez TR.
When you got to first base, or when you got your first?
My first bass guitar. When I caught my first bass,
slapping the bass.
I got a. Well, it was teenage years; things were lonely. But the TR series, when people find out that was my first guitar, they're like, "Seriously?" Because it was an unforgiving guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I practiced, and after so much time, I was like, "Man, why do I still suck so badly?" And then I got a Gibson, and I got a Gibson SG.
Nice.
And those got the humbucker pickups, and I started playing that. I'm like, I don't suck as much as I thought I did. It's just so I started playing that, and I wouldn't put that down for the longest time. And one time I decided, because the guys I played with, they wanted to play some Thin Lizzy. And I'm like, okay, Gibson's not really, you need a growl. Let me pull that Ibanez back out. And after having gained confidence by playing the Gibson, started playing that Ibanez, the growl of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love playing that every now and then.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Al, were you ever a musician?
Yes, I was. I actually played the trumpet from, fourth grade until all the way through high school.
Very nice.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at it, but
I was a trombone player.
You held your own.
I held my own.
And you also played the trumpet.
Right, exactly. I tooted my horn and then I horn. No, I was serviceable, but the great thing in high school was that it got me out of almost every class because we had to
practice, right?
I was in the more popular band that other people wanted to be in because we played modern music as opposed to the symphonic band that played all classical stuff. We played any Journey, all this stuff. We played a whole bunch of different stuff when I was in high school, so it was fun.
Yeah. My band we had
is sitting in its case in the basement. I don't think I've picked it up in 35 years. Easy.
Sounds about right.
Well, I've got a trombone, and because I have a trombone, my eldest son picked up trumpet.
Okay.
So then, like $2,400 later, after paying it off, they realized he had a pretty low register, so they put him on trombone.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay.
On one hand, I was proud. On the other hand, my bank account wanted to kill him.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
Yeah, but
you still didn't have your trombone. You can just give him that.
No, because his register was so low that my student trombone I barely played once I made it to high school because my register was so low they put me on bass trombone, which was playing the school's instrument. And so when they put Nicholas on trombone, they're like, this still isn't low enough, so they put him on bass trombone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, apparently bass trombone's in the DNA.
Well, I got you beat.
How so?
Well, I did play a little trumpet here and there.
You got something more super specific than bass trombone?
I did play a little trombone, little one. It's about this big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, slide whistle, more or less. But anyway, tuba.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of whistles, somebody is supposed to be giving me tomorrow. Apparently, the Oscar Wienermobile. They
what are those? Yeah,
people to whatever. Mm-hmm. So, a friend of mine interviewed, I guess, the spokesperson for the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile because they're looking for people to drive this thing, and sent him a whole bunch of stuff, including Wiener whistles.
I remember those.
So, there you go. Now, he has a date, I think.
Sitting right here. Sitting right. This is not set up. It's sitting right here. I got this in Pittsburgh last year.
That's wild. So, he has a date tonight
from the Wienermobile, by the way.
Right, and he said to me like, now this kid he's barely 30, and he just said, "You think I should bring the wiener whistle to the date?" And I'm like, not a good idea. If you'd like a second date, not a good idea. If you only want a first date, bring the wiener whistle. In fact, I would say during the dinner, "Hey, would you like to see my wiener whistle?" and see what happens.
In fact, when Tommy Lee during the concert asked if everyone wanted to see his wiener. Did you catch that video?
This isn't really a wiener; it's more like a knockwurst. But
knockwurst, yeah.
No. What he did
is that the foot long and then some. Yeah.
No, what he did, he actually had brought his pet dachshund and smuggled it in, and it was like in one of the big pockets of his pants or something.
Right.
And sat down, asked everybody if they want to see his wiener, and they went crazy. He goes, "Okay, I'm going to show you my wiener." Reaches into his pants and pulls out a dachshund.
There you go.
True story. Recently happened, actually.
That's pretty funny. But I was going to say, if he just to cover his ass, right? He's going out on this first date. Take the wiener whistle with him.
Right.
If he needs an excuse to get out of the date, like it's going bad, he wants to get the hell out of there. Pull the whistle out.
And
she's French. Apparently, she's French, so I don't know. She might.
That might
like the whistle.
You might like it. Yeah. You got to feel it out. You got to feel it
out. Maybe not like Macron's wife. Macron would probably take a swing at Macron like she did yesterday or the day before when they were landing in Vietnam. Right. And then he said, "Oh no, we're not fighting. Not fighting. She pushed you. What are you talking about?" But whatever. I digress.
So all right. So we'll catch up. We'll catch you up really quick.
Sure.
We're doing hot takes or hop takes, as it were.
Okay.
So Memorial Day was yesterday.
Right.
We went through the wars. We started TV show or movie.
Okay.
Favorite. We started off with
Revolutionary War movie or TV show.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was my reaction.
Was there well, no, F Troop really wasn't the Revolutionary War, was it? No, it was the Civil War. So.
It was Civil War, yeah.
Was there a Revolutionary War show?
There are, and John and I agreed actually on it.
Okay, well, tell me because I can't remember
the John Adams movie with Giamatti.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. I was thinking more TV show, but yeah, I mean the Patriot was not terrible, a little overdone, but not a terrible movie.
Not terrible movie. It's what kind of almost made Heath Ledger. That was like one of his first roles.
Yes, that's true.
And that's actually what got him the role in Knight's Tale.
Right.
And then from there, boom.
Right.
We know the rest of it. I don't want to take that to its end. That's depressing.
Oh.
Okay, so now Civil War.
Civil War.
By the way, mine was April Morning for Revolutionary War with Tommy Lee Jones.
That's right.
There are a bunch of Civil War movies, but I have to say, when I saw it for the first time, and this was a long, long time ago, Dances with Wolves is a really, really good movie. Even though it's the very end of the Civil War or the end of his battle, in the Civil War when the movie starts. Kevin Costner did a tremendous job on that movie.
The only problem I had with that movie, and I agree with you, I really enjoyed the movie. The only thing I didn't like about it was, why would you have the most monotone human being on the planet do the voiceover and narrate it? You could have found someone with a more interesting voice to narrate it.
True, but he was doing it himself. So, I mean, you can't fault the success of that movie. And the story he tells, how that movie got made, a guy was living with him.
Mm-hmm.
And always wanted to be a writer in Hollywood, and he kept saying to Costner, like, "You got to read my script. You got to read my script." And he kept telling him no. And apparently, this guy was a real jerk to a lot of people.
Right.
Costner finally threw him out and said, "You need to go somewhere and get out of my sight." Apparently, the guy went to either Arizona or New Mexico, continued to work on scripts, still was a jerk to a lot of people, and then finally, Costner's wife at the time said to him, "You need to read this script he sent. It's amazing." And it was Dances with Wolves.
There we go.
So, you never know.
You never know.
That's cool.
Okay.
All right. So we're what are we up to?
John went with Gettysburg. I went with Glory.
Oh, okay.
So
two excellent movies. Nothing wrong with either of them.
Next one, we didn't really skip it. World War I. There's not a lot there.
What was it? 1914 or 1917? I forget. What was it?
13 to 16, I believe.
No. But I know
the movie. It's 1914, I believe.
Oh, the movie.
No, it's 1917.
1917.
That was really good. I mean, if you want to talk about, in the trenches and what is happening, because there's really not a lot of World War I movies that really capture what actually happened on the battlefield.
Right.
The constant back and forth, literally feet from one another. So I would have to say 1917.
Pause on that for a second. I just remembered that that bit that who was it? Was it?
Can we unpause while you collect your thoughts?
Yeah, unpause while I collect my thoughts. Yeah.
What did you go? You went All Quiet on the West.
Me for World War II.
World War One.
Oh yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front.
And I had gone with Paths of Glory. Which
Okay.
One of the early Kirk Douglas movie, but for the same reason you like 1917, it was you got to see more of the horror of the trenches. I gave a nod to Tolkien because it's they're on the battlefield.
Right.
That's at some point you get to see his service. Really a World War I movie? I don't know about that. Otherwise, I think they showed a lot of realism in that one.
Right.
Well, they had more special effects to be able to do it than when Paths of Glory was filmed.
It was Robert Klein. He did a bit, and he's talking about the Civil War, and he goes, the Civil War, the bloodiest battle fought on American soil, pitting brother against brother. The killing was intense, and capture it all now in this Civil War chess set. All right.
Those days. Okay, so now moving on to World War II, and now you've got yourself a spate of movies.
Yeah.
So a little plethora.
For me,
a Dusseldorf of movies.
Exactly.
I would say that both miniseries from HBO of the Pacific and
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers is probably the best representation of both sides of the conflict. Like the easy answer everybody would say was Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan's a great movie, and the first 20 minutes where they basically recreate D-Day is some of the most intense fighting that you would ever see captured on camera. And Spielberg, I thought, did a tremendous job. But I think after that, doing Band of Brothers in the Pacific and showing the differences between Europe and the Asian conflict, I mean, wow. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think what I loved most about it is getting into the psychological part of these kids and how they were affected and how they're supposed to be 18 and 19 years old, and you look at them and they look 40.
Mm-hmm.
A buddy of mine and I were having this discussion not too long ago. We're in our 50s, and yet when we look at our parents when they were in their 50s, they don't look anything like us. They look older. Yeah. They look like they've been through, whatever been through. Right? No, but that's what I mean. Like the hair is much grayer. There's more wrinkles in their face. We're still drinking and whatever, and like we're 21. When you look back at the people in the 40s and how much older they look, like even the opening scene in Saving Private Ryan, when they're on the boats heading into shore, and you see the looks of the guys, who's starting to throw up, who's doing this, who's doing that, and they're looking at all these people. Some of them, they're so gaunt. The one guy couldn't have been more than 20, 21. He looks like he's 45. Like he looks like he's been through the ringer for 20 years, since he was born. You know what I mean? So what they did in those two series to show the psychological part of it and how now we got to toughen up, we can't really talk about our feelings. And then you see the interviews of the people that were still alive to talk about what they went through. I mean, if that doesn't catch you right in the heart.
Well, the thing about Saving Private Ryan, the last thing I ever did with my grandfather was go see that movie. My grandfather was a World War II vet. He was at Normandy. He was not in the first wave or the second wave. Right. He was an engineer, so he was a little afterwards. So we went and saw it together. That was the last thing we ever did before outside of the hospital.
Right.
And afterwards, I asked him about it. He goes, "Well, only two things about that movie." Because I asked him about the accuracy. He goes, "The beach at Normandy. they're showing something entirely horrific. What they're showing there is very accurate if you times it by 10.
Wow.
I went, holy shit. And the other thing he pointed out, he goes, because there was one scene he had a big issue with, where they go to this one unit and they're looking for Ryan, because that's the whole MacGuffin of the movie. And so they're asking about dog tags.
Oh, I know the scene you're talking about.
And they dumped the dog tags out of the coffee can. And my grandfather said, never. There was never any soldier that would ever disrespect dog tags like that. That's not how you handle them. That's
never. No, that would not happen.
That scene pissed him off.
100% would never happen.
Absolutely.
And plenty of people. Then you know somebody I know that was that seen.
Yeah.
Frontline battle. Of the recent variety, right? And dog tags are sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Would never.
That was the exact words my grandfather said. Dog tags are sacred.
Mm-hmm.
The dog tags are the person to them. Mm-hmm. And Al, if you liked Pacific and if you liked Band of Brothers, get to New Orleans and get to the World War II Museum.
I've heard a lot of people talk.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
When you get there, the first thing they do is they take a bunch of people into a train car, and the one window is looking out into the museum. Mm. The windows on the left, they're playing scenes of them on the, what they would see while they were on the train.
Right.
You've got a kiosk in front of you. They hand you a card, just like like a Metro card or something. But it's got a picture of a dog tag on it. Mm-hmm. And you scan your dog tag to the kiosk in front of you. They assign you a soldier. Your job is to go find that soldier's path in one of the in one of the different theaters. So you can follow them. The other thing you can do with that card is there's so many kiosks and there's a lot of information at these kiosks. If you think there's something cool, like a tank or a particular gun or a piece of medical equipment, you can load it onto your card.
Oh, cool.
So that way when you get home, you can go onto the website, put your card's number in, and pull up all the stuff that you thought was cool.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
It is a really, really special museum. I wasn't gonna do it. It wasn't on my list to do, but my younger son's like, I want to go because I hear it's amazing. I want to see it. So
nice.
I recommend anybody, if you go to New Orleans, do your drinking, definitely do your reading, but get to the World War II Museum.
There you go. Forgot to ask you, what are you drinking there, Al?
Well, seeing as I'm wearing an Ashton Brewing T-shirt, I figured one of my last cans of great Ashton Brewing Silver Dragons.
Silver Dragon. There you go. I actually have a couple of cans left of a couple of beers. I have the what's the name of it? The Winter Warmer, Stone. Whatever it is, and I still have a couple cans of a certain
collab
that was done. Might have been a brewery representing, resembling this one.
I don't know anything about that brewery.
I don't know about that.
Never
heard of it. Anyway, I just opened my third. David, you open your third yet?
I done did.
What is your third that you're having there? Sir?
Well, I stuck with Schilling because I've got the glass out. Might as well. But the first two were I had the Czech.
Czech Pale and a Czech Pils.
And Session Pils. Mm-hmm. I decided to really, really ramp up the alcohol and go to 4.8% and do Modernism.
Modernism is a fantastic beer.
Yeah, and this one's held up very well, as you would expect it would.
I don't know if you guys saw, Troon actually released a lager today.
What?
Yes, shockingly.
Is it a milkshake lager?
No. Well, so I got the alert. I got the alert while I was napping, and when I woke up, I figured, I probably just missed it. Sure enough, it was 20 minutes later, still up, because of course the hazy guys, they don't want to.
They're not buying that. Yeah.
No.
The Troon fanboys generally are not going to buy lager.
No.
So they called this one Small Claims Court, a 7% lager, re-fermented with pineapple and conditioned on hand-zested lime.
That sounds more like Troon now, yes.
So I was like, but I had too much going on. I was like, I can't. I can't get down there tonight for that. But no. I was stunned. I was like, wow, a lager. Because the last time it happened with the Doppelbock, I ended up getting it. It was still up for like a half hour. Nobody wanted it.
Nobody wanted it. Right?
But it was delightful. I cracked the can a couple of weeks later. Oh my God, the vanilla in it, it's ridiculous.
Amazing.
So good.
So what did
Cloverleaf did a thing today with Root and Branch that it was Troon Brujo's collab.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
They were doing a flight.
Nice, very nice. I poured Uptown Squirrel.
Interesting.
Sing it with me. Uptown Squirrel. She's been living.
Well, this is appropriate. It's appropriate considering the diagnosis that.
Kudos to Our thoughts and prayers are with Billy Joel that he recovers from soon.
Yeah, it's reversible.
It's reversible. He can handle it. But hopefully, and I got to get to see him. So and I mean, it's not self-serving, right? I don't care if I ever see him, just as long as he's okay. But he's given us too much great music for so many years that I don't have to see him. Just get well. And
I do get the sense though that I think
he's done.
I think this is it. Yeah, I think so. They took over a year recovery. They refunded the money of all the tickets. It's not like, all right, we're going to postpone it.
I'm sure they're not, but I mean, depending on how well if they reverse it and he's recovered and everything else, I can't see a guy like him.
He's a performer.
He's a performer.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sure he's not going to go out on tour and do dates or it, but a garden date or a City Field date or something local to him.
But I think it'd be much more. I think he's going to be, if he plays, it's going to be much more limited. I don't think he's going to.
Of course.
Whatever it is, I'd be more than happy to see him play 5 songs. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'd be surprised.
Closest I've never seen Billy Joel. All the years, all the concerts I've ever gone to, I've never seen Billy Joel ever.
I only saw him once, and it was when he was going around with Elton John, the two Beatles tour.
Which would have been great. Which would have been fantastic. The closest I got to him, I saw Mark Rivera once, in the cutting room.
I've probably seen Billy 10 times over the course of 30-something years.
Gotcha. Technically, I've seen. No, I'm sorry. Never what?
Never disappoints.
Oh no. Technically, I've seen Mark Rivera twice. I saw Mark Rivera as his show at the Cutting Room, but I saw Ringo once in the All-Star Band, and he came out at the end with everybody else to sing "Get By with a Little Help from My Friends." He was, cool. Technically, but anyway. I was going to say Uptown Squirrel really quick. River North Brewery in Denver, Colorado. It's I bought it on Tavour as a brown ale, but it's billed as an English style porter. But it 100% is a brown porter. So
it's an English porter.
It's an English porter.
Yeah. So, there you go.
So, cheers. What you were going to say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say I saw the first incarnation of Ringo Starr's All-Star Band. That had Clarence Clemens in it. It had 2 members of the band. It had Billy Preston, Dr. John.
Oh yeah, that was a great one. The one I saw, I only saw
Joe Walsh.
And Joe Walsh. The only one I only saw him once. The one I saw, obviously, Ringo Starr was in it. It was Steve Lukather, Greg Rowley.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit, Richard, who's the bass player, lead singer from Mr. Mister?
Oh, not Richard Cheese then. Okay.
Richard.
I don't remember.
Oh crap! I'll think of it. I'm losing it tonight.
Richard Page.
Richard Page. Thank you, Richard Page.
I had to look it up. I did.
And
no way I was going to know that.
There you go. And Todd.
Rundgren?
Todd Rundgren.
Oh,
was the other one.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was a cool show. And I've said this story before, Al. I don't know if I ever told you. So when they came out to sing "Get By with a Little Help from My Friends," we saw them at the Beacon, right? All the mics, everybody comes out, and there's like 30 people on each mic and everything else, and all of his friends come out, and the mic all the way on stage left is whatchamacallit is Todd Rundgren's mic, but he left. Is this guy comes out? He's got a ratty black faded ripped jeans, a ratty faded t-shirt, and he's got this scraggly gray hair, and he's singing, right? And we're looking at him like, who the hell is this guy? Doesn't even look like you can pick out everybody that came out, right?
Right.
We're like, maybe he's a roadie, maybe he's just somebody that's on the crew. He came out to sing. Whatever,
Roadie
right?
Sing, right?
Whatever, right? So whatever. They finished. We get downstairs. We're at the Beacon, so we had a drink before we left because there's a lot of crowd outside. So we finish the drink. We walk out. We're going to walk back over to Amsterdam, walk up and go to another. We're going to go to a beer bar before we head home. Have a couple nightcaps, and we walk around the side of the Beacon on the side road there, and the stage door there. This guy standing outside, leaning up against the door. He's talking to somebody, smoking a cigarette. And as I'm walking by, I'm not too far away from him. As I'm walking by, he catches my eye, and I look at him. He goes, "Great show tonight, huh?" I says, "Fantastic show, awesome." He says, "Yeah, I thought it was too." I says, "Awesome. Well, you have a good night." He says, "You too. Enjoy." I'm like, I don't know who the hell this guy is, right? We walk away, find out the next day when the people we were with actually Googled it. It was Billy Squire.
Wow!
Didn't even recognize him.
Wow.
Did not even recognize. Saw him in '82. Granted, a lot of years between '82 and when we saw Ringo Starr's All Star Band, but
Right.
But yeah, didn't even recognize him. It was pretty funny.
Billy Squire. And then on the heels of what was it? Rick Derringer passed away today.
Yes.
I saw that.
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Ooh, that's right.
Mhm.
And he also wrote "Real American" for Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
So many bands that he was in. He was a part of Ringo Starr's All-Star Band.
He was in one of the iterations.
Yeah.
Was he in Free?
I don't think he was in.
No, it
Free.
wasn't Free. It wasn't Free.
No, it was a different group from the '60s, but not Free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
they charged.
So
I don't remember. Let's see if we can figure that out. Anyway.
But so we mentioned the Korean War just to get caught up. Just only had 2 other wars. 100%. That's what we said.
Yeah. There's not even a question.
I said to Dave too. I said you can ask me any question you want about MASH, and I'll answer it because I've seen every show forwards and backwards many times.
Vietnam, Full Metal Jacket.
100%. We both
That was
all in agreement. Yeah.
Yep, that's where we went with it.
Mhm.
The only thing that I said about MASH is MASH was set in Korea. It was about Vietnam, though.
Oh yeah. Oh no. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
they're not, like John said. The war was still going. They couldn't set it then.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They had to make.
The movie came out and the TV show started before the Vietnam conflict, as they called it.
It ended. That's correct.
And had ended. It was still going on when the show started. So, but yeah, no, it was still Korea. Everything they talked about in Seoul, and I mean all of the places and dates and things that they did and everything else were Korea.
And
just the bloody parts of things, and not that Korea was a cakewalk compared to Vietnam by any means, but the
equipment,
snipers, and the equipment, and a lot of the stuff that they did have and use in the show was more along the lines, more on par with Vietnam than it was with Korea. So
100%.
the themes,
I still like,
but everything else, the sets and everything else was.
I love the show. I've watched every episode forward. Like I said, you can ask me any question, but I think one of the best and most poignant and funniest things was the one episode they kind of went the whole year and they were doing things, and Father Mulcahy was growing corn.
Mm-hmm.
And he was growing corn on the cob because he wanted everybody to enjoy corn on the cob, right? And they had finally it was all ready, and he picked it and he gave it to Igor to cook in the kitchen for the 4th of July celebration, right? They were having the 4th of July celebration over there, and Igor comes out with the trays. He creamed the corn,
a big old pot,
big old pot of creamed corn.
Macaulay was going to kill him.
You creamed the corn. He says, "Fine. That's the thanks I get. For all I care, next year you can eat it on the cob. For all I care."
I remember that. And that was the whole point.
Exactly.
You want to eat it on the cob. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff.
But anyway, so then
their farewell episode was the highest viewership of any show. One of the first shows to ever beat the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Correct. But what Super Bowl beat it?
Oh, Giants Patriots.
Giants
Patriots. No, Giants Denver, wasn't it?
No, Giants Bills.
Oh, Giants Bills. That's right.
Giants Bills beat MASH. MASH was the highest ratings until the Giants Bills. Yeah, it's been beaten since, but MASH. The final episode of MASH was, and it was February. And I just remember this, February 28th, 1983. And I remember the buzz in school too. Everybody saying, "You watching MASH tonight? You watching MASH tonight?"
Everybody.
Yeah,
everyone was glued to the television.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, you got to remember, there was the VCRs were in their infancy. If you missed it, that was it.
You had to, if you missed it and you didn't have a VCR, you weren't watching it. You weren't seeing it. So,
and most people didn't in 1983. So
it was very few.
And that was a brutal episode. Oh my God, the chicken.
Right.
Oh, the chicken. Wow.
And then Klinger, after years of trying to get the hell out of Korea, stays.
Right.
And Charles Emerson Winchester III leaves on a garbage truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then him with the Korean band.
And with the Korean band, and yeah.
That's
but
right.
Then BJ left Hawkeye a message. We'll get together back in the States, I promise. But just in case I left you a note.
You can't say goodbye, can you? You can't say goodbye. You just can't say it.
But don't worry, if you want, you can see my show, Trapper John.
That was Trapper John. Yeah,
that was Trapper John. That was from earlier.
That was on. Yeah, I think that had started and ended. Actually, no, that continued after.
No, that continued on. I think Trapper John MD didn't end until the middle 80s.
Mid 80s, yeah, a couple of years after MASH ended. That was.
I think one of the first moments ever in TV where I think I lost the ability to speak was when Radar came into the into the ER
when Henry Blake
and said that Henry's plane had shot down.
But you remember what happened with that scene?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. Alan Alda and the writers didn't tell anybody what they were going to do.
Nope. Nobody in there except for Radar and Alan Alda knew.
They wanted a genuine reaction from everybody, and that was brilliant because you got a genuine reaction out of every single actor, in that room. I mean, and poor McLean Stevenson. I mean, And
I felt so bad for him. He left MASH to star in Hello, Larry.
Right, and that bombed. And then he filled in as a guest host on the Tonight Show a bunch of times. Nothing there. He failed series after failed series after failed series.
He's a funny guy.
Right. Just he could not get the right vehicle to amazing.
And that show before that ending, though, that episode was fantastic when they were getting drunk with Henry, but when he got discharged, and he gets the suit, the local haberdasher makes in the suit, and the pinstripes were going across up and down. They had to go to the bathroom. He says, "Go outside." He says, "Tree number 1 is for number 2. Tree number 3 is for number 1. Don't go to tree number 4. That's the ladies' tree."
The big irony of that show is the most beloved character was the most hated of the actors. Nobody liked Gary Berghoff.
Oh, that's true. I heard heard that.
They didn't like him, even though he's the most lovable character. Yeah. No one liked the actor.
He was another guy who was sort of pigeonholed, right? I mean, everybody thought of him as Radar. They didn't think of him as anything else. And he tried to break out of that shell, doing Match Game and all kinds of stuff in the 70s to try and, dispel the rumors but you look at him and it's like Star Trek. You look at William Shatner. He's Captain Kirk. Doesn't matter what other role he's ever played. It doesn't matter TJ Hooker, this, that, Promise, Margarine commercials. He's Captain Kirk. There's people that but there's certain people that are just that's their role, and they're always going to be stuck with.
They're always going to be stuck with that role.
100%. Christopher Reeve, perfect example. He tried to do so many different things outside of Superman.
He was Superman.
He was Superman. Nobody thought of him as anybody else.
Take Mark Hamill. He actually had to do voice acting.
Right.
Most people don't realize Mark Hamill voiced the Joker more than just about anybody.
I think that Mark Hamill should have voice acted as Harrison Ford for
he can nail him.
Isn't it funny though? When Star Wars came out, Mark Hamill was supposed to be the breakout actor. He was the young blonde, they had cast him in a bunch of stuff. He did, what was it, Corvette Summer with Annie Potts.
Yep.
He was doing all these different movies right around the 70s when Star Wars came out. And every one of them, moderate box office success, nothing really about. Then he did the Big Red One with Lee Marvin, which I think was Lee Marvin, might have been not the last movie Lee Marvin did, but
second to last or one of the last, yeah.
Because he did the Delta Force, and I think after that, it was like a movie or two after that he died. But Mark Hamill was in the Big Red One which was supposed to be this great World War II movie about the first battalion and fighting with Pat in Africa and all this other stuff. And it bombed in the box office. It did not do well. And then that was it. It was just, he's Luke Skywalker. That's it. Nothing else. But he built a very good career for himself.
Yeah, I mean,
let's be fair. He really, the voiceover stuff really, and then, he played, what was it? He played the Trickster in the live action, the first Flash series on CBS. And then he reprised it again in the TV series on the WB years later. So, I mean,
he did a bunch.
What's interesting is you take Empire Strikes Back. You know why they started off with the scene with the Wampa?
Why?
In Corvette Summer, he wrecked the Corvette.
Yes, I remember
the
that.
fiberglass burned and melted onto his face. He had to have reconstructive surgery. He had the scars. They had to explain the scars.
Right.
So they came up with that scene that he would get smacked across the face by basically a Yeti, and that's why. Because before that scene, he has got the thing across his face.
That's right. Because so you don't see,
so you can't see the scar.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he said too in an interview that whatchamacallit, George Lucas and somebody else or whatever, and
known about the secret,
knew about the secret, and he said the three of us know about it. If we find out anyone else knows about it, we know
it's you.
Right.
So don't tell anybody.
The talk on the set was Carrie Fisher was the one who blabbed about everything.
Yeah. He said, if you want something out there, you just told Carrie Fisher, and she told everybody else.
Right. But he tells I remember he told the story, and then when it happened in the movie, Harrison Ford looked at him and said, "Hey kid, you didn't tell me that. I was going to secrecy." So good stuff.
That was good.
So, is there anything going on in the beer world? Just
wait.
Well, we talked about this before we came on the show. There's been closings, but we're getting a little tired about talking about the closings.
I don't want to. I mean, I feel bad.
They're a part of the news, right? I mean, it's part of.
It is part of the news, but the reasons are always the same thing. It's either shithead landlord, costs are going up, sales are going down. Right, we just
or the brewery. It was for the owners anyway. It was a secondary venture, and it ran its course. And you know what? They're done. They're done. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah. So
but I mean, but in other instances, I think it's a lack of. Like I was reading something today, and I'll throw this out there to you guys. I don't know what you think, but it bears repeating from what I read. One of the things that I think that bothers me about the brewery business, people start a business, they start using social media, they put up a website, they never update the website, they never update Google page, they never update things that would be relevant to getting customers into their place. Like one brewery that closed in Delaware recently said the reason why we closed is we didn't have a great distribution model. But the other part of it was, and where they were like in an industrial park or whatever. So it was, one of those things you had to want to go to it in order to go there. It wasn't something you were going to drive by it. But he said the other thing, the reason why that we miscalculated on that we probably should have done more of was promoting. Sure. We really didn't have a presence on social media. We had a website, but we really didn't update it. They didn't think any of those things were important. They figured we make good beer. People will talk about it. They'll come in. It's not like that anymore.
No.
Listen, you can build a website for free. It doesn't take a lot of effort to put together a website, right? If you're doing logos and cans and all kinds of stuff, you already have some of the infrastructure on your computer to a website to put some stuff up. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Even if you don't want to do online ordering and you just want to show people, hey, we're here. Here's our address. Here's the hours that we're open. And that's it. At least do that and make it accurate and make it in front of people so that when they show up at the brewery on a Wednesday at 4:00, you're open and not, we have a private party, we're closed. Or no, we didn't have enough, we didn't have enough personnel today, so we can't open. We're open tomorrow. And somebody had written about this on a Substack, Chris O'Leary. and I want to give him full credit for it because he's right. He was in Buffalo and realized that a bunch of places he wanted to hit on a Sunday were closed. Not because of laws, but because most of them just close on Sunday because it's a slow day because people don't go out to the breweries on Sundays. And he's like, but I'm here, and that's a day that most people would go to breweries on a Sunday.
Right.
You know, like you have to update your website. You've got to be accurate. You know, don't just assume that everybody has Facebook or X or Instagram. And if those are the only ways you consume your information, that's not how everybody else consumes their information. Some people like to go to a website, or some people, you know, want to get a text or whatever it is.
Or if at the very least, if that's the way you're going to post your stuff and you're not going to update a website, then buy your domain name and have it point to your Facebook page. So when people click on your link for your website, it takes you to the information that you're putting up.
Right. But be accurate about it. If you're going to change your hours, if you're only open Wednesday to Sunday, make sure it says Wednesday to Sunday and what times, and be accurate about it. Like that's the thing I think that annoys people. At least it annoyed him. And when I read it, I was like, you know what? He's right. Those are simple things that you can do that, not
doesn't take a lot of effort to do any of that stuff.
Not everybody is the Troon Brewing of the world who says, I'm only doing it on Instagram and that's it. And for them, that model works. They don't have to have a presence anywhere else. But for every other brewery, you need to have a website. You need to just have the basic stuff. And it's not, and if you have a social media person, if you've hired a social media person and they're not doing it, then you need to fire that social media person.
Exactly.
They're not doing their job. So
100%.
I don't know what you guys think, but
absolutely.
I agree 100% with you. I agree 100% with you. So,
that's part of the reason why Backward Flag closed.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Tory, but you can't have a business that you don't know when they're open, and you're located, so tucked away that it's something you have to plan to go to, and then you get there and there's a sign on the door that says private party. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, wait a second.
Well, that's one thing that I am completely against, and I've said this from many years ago. If you're going to have private parties, you either have them on a day you're not open, okay. B, during a time of a day that you're open that you're not open, like if you open at 5 to the public, have it 1 to 5 or something along those lines, right? Or 3. Have a private event space so that you can have a private party and still have your tap room open.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
you can't. Your bread and butter is not the one private party that's coming in there that day.
Right,
your bread and butter are the people that are coming into your tap room.
Right, but
you can't screw them over for one shot deal with a private party.
Right, but you also have to understand that some businesses aren't built that way. Now there are some that build it out to have that separate room, so they can do that if they need to, or just have it as an overflow room.
Right.
But some of the breweries that have been around for 10 or 15 years and haven't really updated stuff, maybe they can't do that. So you have to, I think, in a way, cut them a little bit of slack.
I get it. There's a fine line, but yeah, I mean, have it in the production space. I mean, most breweries now. I mean, if you think years ago, like you mentioned, industrial space in Delaware, the one brewery, right? They closed. Yeah. Back in the day, that's all there was industrial breweries. I mean, granted, there was 9 of them in the state, right? But there were only industrial breweries, right? So your tap room was in the industrial space. It was in the brew house area and everything else. Since then, even those breweries have built tap rooms and everything else. So if you want to bring in a private party, talk them into migrating into, I can keep you separate over here into the production area and everything else. Have that and still have your tap room hours. You just can't, especially if you have a good following and a good tap room clientele coming in and everything else. You can't screw them over for a one-shot deal with a private party.
But also the other thing is
that's me. I just
feel
that way.
But also the other thing now is it's innovation, right? You're trying to do things differently to get people to come into your place and stay there.
Right.
Whether it's a private party, whether it's having trivia night, whether it's having Dungeons and Dragons night, whatever it is, you have to get those people into the building. A lot of them aren't drinking.
Right.
The generation that's 20 to 30 years younger than us is not consuming alcohol. So now what do you do? What do you give them as an alternative to get them in the place? Because, Billy is a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, but he doesn't really like beer, but maybe he'll have a seltzer or maybe he'll just, drink whatever it is. You have to figure out a way to get those people into your space and keep them there for a while. So, the private party thing is great, but there are other things that you have to do for your brewery. Like, South 40 mentioned that they were closing, and that didn't come as a surprise to me because who owns it at this point? We have no idea who the ownership is. The original owner left 2 years in, who was making good beer and just decided, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out. And other people have picked up the slack of running it, but they're in an out of the way location. It really wasn't, cozy, friendly, to whatever. And they weren't even making their beer.
Well, we've mentioned it on the show because Charlie was on the show and we talked about it.
Right.
Charlie Bachman from owner of co-owner of Cypress has been since he left. Kevin,
yes,
right? Yeah. Since Kevin left South 40, Charlie's been brewing all the beer at South 40, right? And he goes, he finishes whatever he has to do at Cypress, and he goes out all the way around because he's like a stone's throw, but there's a stream in the middle. It's a road, so he's got to go all the way around and come down into the other industrial park in Edison there and brew there. But and he's also brewing all the beer for Woodbridge Brewing Company too. I know. So all the beer in Middlesex County now that when Steve
it's
closed,
basically being brewed Charlie.
Being brewed by Charlie, right?
Right. So he should be the Grand High Exalted Mystic Group. I mean,
exactly
at this point, and not that he's brewing bad beer, but how can you brew for 3 separate breweries and still keep Well,
he's brewing all the Woodbridge Brewing Company beer. He's brewing at Cypress because it's a brew pub. He just brews it there and then brings it over, and it is what it is. So the only time he's leaving to go brew is when he goes over to South 40 to brew.
Right. But it's sad that you're seeing those things because people just want to either get out of the business or whatever. And look, and I get it. You've been doing it for 10 years. You made a minimal profit. It wasn't as profitable as you thought it was. You couldn't get distro going. Like South 40, there was no distribution. They couldn't really get in anywhere. A couple bars.
It was a taproom model. That was it. And a couple of bars here and there. That's
and they opened during the pandemic and thought things were going to change, and it didn't. And so, that's part of it. So it's a shame, but I think it's sort of like the great reset of breweries. I think, yes, you're going to see less of them. Are you going to see like a purge of 3,000? No. But I think, could you see 1,000 breweries closing over the next year? Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. They don't want to pay for the ingredients. They don't want to put the time and money in. Maybe they're not getting the return on their investment or whatever. I could totally see that.
Well, that's what it is, right? It's several things, right? It's the breweries that are smaller, that did it as a hobby, that don't want to continue the struggle with the ingredients and the rising costs of supplies and everything else, and even the rent and all that. It's the breweries that aren't brewing, and I mean no disrespect, that aren't brewing adequate beer.
You have to brew better than adequate beer now. If you're not brewing beer that gets people to come back time and time again, you're going to be out of business.
You're going to be out of business here.
Plain and simple. And if you're not accepting of the criticism that people are saying, whether it's on social media or they're coming right to your face and saying, I didn't really like this and here's why. If you're not open enough to sort of accept that criticism and say, all right, you know what? If 7 people have told me that my beer doesn't taste that good, maybe I need to check it again or have somebody else test it, taste it and whatever, and whatever. And you're putting your face in the sand. This isn't like what it was, 10, 15 years ago where you could sort of skirt by and eventually it'll get better. It doesn't matter. They'll come back.
There's too much good liquid out there in every state now to compete with it. You can't, because nobody's going to go to your bar. Nobody's going to, your tap room. Nobody's going to go to, no bar is going to buy your beer. No stores are going to buy your beer, and nobody's going to go to your tap room because
the other thing
is much other good stuff.
You have one chance to make a first impression on somebody when you're getting a new customer that comes into your business to get them to say, oh, wow, you know what? It's pretty tasty. I'm going to have something else, or I'm going to take home a 4-pack. I'm not going to stay, but I'm going to grab something to go, or I'm going to grab a crowler or a growler or whatever it is. If they're trying 4 of your beers as a sampler and they don't like all 4 of them, chances are they're not coming back.
They're not coming back.
I'm going to.
And if they talk to anybody, hey, I was thinking about going to this brewery this weekend. Oh, don't go there. You don't want to go there.
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Go to this one and this one. Don't go there.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit because there are some breweries. Their business model is really just to be a place in their neighborhood, in their town, where people go. And the people that go there really don't care so much how the beer tastes. We could probably name a bunch of those breweries who don't make really great beer. Well, that people that do the beer tours,
we know a few of those.
Yeah, that do the beer
No, let's
tourism.
name them. Well, I mean, you guys. Well, Five Dimes is a perfect example.
Right.
Five Dimes is a perfect example. I have no problem talking about that. Their product up north is drinkable. Everything else that they do, don't get it.
But
I don't get it. I don't get the expansion.
They're kind of out of the way for most people who do beer tourism. The ones that are looking for that great beer. Most of us are never going back there again.
Right.
There's no point, but they're going to stay in business. Well, one, their owner does have a shit ton of money, but the other reason is because it's the brewery in the town. There's a lot of people in that town that have a lot of.
That's true. Where they are and the building and the fact that they're the only game in that town.
Yep.
Yes,
but that's my point. You have these breweries. That's their business model. They don't have to necessarily make that beer that's going to knock our socks off.
Right.
All they got to do is make beer good enough for the people that are coming into that brewery every single week. You've got that guy at the end of the bar. He's there every day after work, right? Because that's the town brewery. There's a lot of breweries like that across the country. We happen to live in an area with a very dense population. So on one hand, you can have a brewery that survives that way, but we also are kind of spoiled because there's so many breweries that we can get to. You've got those population areas where there's so many you can get to.
Yeah.
There's portions of this country. There's one brewery in a 300-mile radius.
Right, and that's their only brewery. And
do they have to make great beer?
No,
no,
of course not. Of course not. Right. But that's what I'm saying. The bar here in this area is raised a lot higher. If that beer is inferior, you're not going back. I'm there's a couple places
here, absolutely.
Yeah, yes. I mean, there are a couple places here in the state that I'm tempted to try again, but I'm also like, why should I try them again when they haven't been good to begin with? And what's my motivation if I go and then I'm going to spend money and maybe I don't like it? I'll tell you the one that
you might be if you're in the area,
right? But I'll tell you the one that one of them happens to be in my area, and I haven't been to them in 2 years, and they're looking for a part-time brewer. Who's working part-time to brew beer? Nobody.
Is this the Dark Club?
Well, Dark Club. No.
What town are they in?
Westfield.
Wow.
I'm talking about.
No. They couldn't make good beer if Jesus himself came down and gave him a recipe for turning water into beer instead of wine. They'd still find a way to screw it up. I mean, my goodness.
And there's a perfect example of it. And with all due respect to anybody personally,
right?
I don't mind. There's a perfect example of somebody that does not take criticism because Matt and Jay from Cyprus, the two of them were at his brewery and offered him some constructive criticism, and he said, "Get the fuck out of my brewery" to them.
Right. So.
Didn't they do the same thing to you, Al?
Yeah, but not in that nasty a way. They basically were just like, if you don't like it, you can leave. And I said, absolutely, I will be. Thank you. And not a problem. And you'll never see me again. And that's, and then it was funny when they contacted me, I don't know, 8 months later about the legislation and stuff moving. And I'm just like, why do I want to promote you? Yes, I want to promote everybody else in the state, but why are you still in business? You're not helping. You're hurting. Mm-hmm. It's not good. You're going to poison people. It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
But no, but I will tell you one brewery that shocked me that I hadn't been to in a while, and somebody had gotten in some stuff from them. Excuse me.
That's all right.
And said, "You've got to try this." And I said, "Really?" I said, "That beer has been off for a while. I'm really not, but all right, I'll try a taste." And I was pleasantly surprised. They got a new brewer. Things are starting to look up. They've changed a few things, and the beer was actually good. Was Untied Brewing in New Providence, which hadn't been relevant for a while. Mm-hmm. And I know Matt personally. He's a nice guy.
Sure.
They're in an out of the way little industrial area that you really kind of have to go to. But he was getting a clientele. It's
almost like a mouse.
Yeah, but well, not
really. There, cool little spot. But yeah, you got to go. I mean, it's down the road and all the way down the industrial, and at the end you got to make a left and a left into the lot. Yeah,
right. But they're in an area where there's a lot of condos. They have a lot of people, commuters that come by and hang out. My wife's office is literally 150 yards down the street. So if I wanted to go there one day, I could. There are all things in that town where yes, it's not the most easily accessible, but you can get there. It's a big space. There's a lot of room. They do a lot of different things.
It is a big space. It is a big space.
Very big space. And I have to say, the last couple of years, the
Huge
beer
space.
was not good. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was, different brewers, whatever it was, but they've changed brewers and the beer was actually good. And they had it on tap and I was shocked. I was like, wow, I could drink a couple of these. This is good. So that, for me, as a surprise, that's great and good for them that he's sticking with it, because I know Matt still has a full-time job. I think he still works finance in the city, or he's a computer programmer, whatever it is. He's still working full-time, and yet he's still continuing the business to try and make it right because he wants to get people in his place and he wants to sell beer. That's a good thing, and those things should be celebrated.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Yeah, like Dave said, there's a lot of it's a lot of the same old story with some of them, but Al, I think you hit it on the head. There's definitely, it's a correction. It's I mean, yeah, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances that weren't prevalent 5 years ago, even, right?
Sure.
Well, let's go 6 years ago, because 5 years ago we were all kind of fucked, right? But
Right. It was a level playing field. I mean,
right. Yeah, let's go 6 years ago. But those circumstances lead into these things, right? And that's what it is. It's a correction. And
even think about the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Those that were able to adjust survived.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking about breweries and bars. I'm talking about restaurants, businesses, whatever. Those that were able to figure out, innovate, and change the paradigm a little bit to continue to get them business. Take the restaurants, for example. Those that were able to quickly switch to go and not have people in their business and still cook food and keep their people employed and still be able to sell their food, they survived. They weathered the storm long enough for them to get reopened again and get businesses back. Others who just kind of like, oh my God, and they threw their hands up and didn't know what to do. Well, we'll shut down for 2 months and then we'll reopen. Those guys were lost in the sauce and never reopened again, or they did, and nobody went back to them because they weren't when people wanted them to be there.
Right.
So
when they needed them the most, they weren't there. Right.
It's how do you pivot? Source is a perfect example of that. They opened right before the pandemic. Their whole business model was based on people coming in, visiting the farmhouse, sitting outside, drinking a beer. What were they open? 6 months, pandemic hits. Mm-hmm. They had to switch to a completely different model. They had no intention of canning at all, maybe a couple of bottles here and there, but their whole premise was draft people in the place, serve them. Maybe we'll do can once in a while, but for the most part, we are strictly a draft-only business. They quickly pivoted and switched, pumping cans out left and right.
I mean, during the bulk of the pandemic, every Friday I was there picking up my 4-packs. So
right. So that's the other thing. It's how do you shift when things are happening? Prices are going up. Can you afford to, buy more in bulk to protect you, on the back end? The aluminum can issue was a big deal until some people started to put it together. Hey, maybe, get 5 of us together and rent the space and buy a whole bunch of cans and stick them away. And we share it. And we share the cost and, and figure it out. So
that's right. In fact, ask Dave too. Like when this show's been, we're almost 5 years in to this show. Right. We're about to start our 6th year. And so this was born in the pandemic, this show. Dave was in Rhode Island at the time. The first several shows we did, most of the beers I drank on the show were Source beers. I was picking them up on Fridays, and the following Tuesday we were doing a show, and there you
go. And most of mine were
most
Smug.
Most of yours were Smug, because you have right down.
Well, when you live 4 blocks away from the brewery.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. So it's there's going to be a reset, and there's going to be some changes. I mean, I think the 2 biggest things that I have seen change in the last year, and I think this is worrisome going forward for some, not for everybody.
Right.
Beer festivals, beer dinners, and 2 things that I've noticed. One, with the beer festivals, I've noticed there are a lot less people that want to go. Mm-hmm. I think that it's. Well, listen, some of it's for obvious reasons, right? I don't want to be around a sea of people. I'm not in the mood to watch people getting drunk and falling over themselves, and all kinds of other stuff. Yep. And how much can I consume in 4 hours? Totally understand that. The other part of it is it's costing me $60 to stand on a line for a half hour to get a thimble, of something that I really want to taste, but I can only get this much because the guy's at the last dregs of the bottle, and I've spent all this money for that. And it's not worth it. I'm not getting anything extra out of it. Right. What's the
Well, the other thing is with all these small samples as well, after a while, your palate's exhausted. You're not tasting
exactly.
anything.
So
what's the point of these?
So it's some of those things, and some festivals are still great. Like I was supposed to this weekend. I was supposed to go to the Firestone Walker Beer Invitational. I had bought tickets. I couldn't get a cheap enough flight. It was way too expensive. I mean, it was going to cost me for myself. It was going to cost me like $2,000 for the weekend, and that wasn't including the tickets. So I ended up selling the tickets, but that's an event that sold out within an hour. I mean, and what they give you, and people were complaining. The ticket price was like $115, and people were complaining that it was $115. And meanwhile, you get food, you get beer, you get all of these things added to the event, and they were complaining about $115.
And there's 3 guys at a beer fest right there.
Yes. That was 2 years ago.
The Dropkick Murphys were
there, and it was very cold. It was very cold.
Yes, it was.
In June, it was very cold.
Yes.
And I'm not wearing a jacket.
And that jacket that I had on, I bought at the Bass Pro Shop before you got to Bader Field.
I believe Carrie bought a hoodie.
Everybody who brought apparel that day made a killing. Because
we talked about that a month beforehand. We're like, should we do hoodies or more T-shirts? Let's do more T-shirts. It's June. Who needs a hoodie in June?
Right. But
we would have cleaned up.
So that's a part of it. The beer festival, and you know what? That particular beer festival with John, he admitted it. He oversold tickets, didn't have enough breweries, and didn't have enough food. Mm-hmm. And look what happened. People were complaining left and right. And look, again, some of it is a calculated risk. You're certain people don't want to be there or whatever, this and that. It's an expensive weekend. I totally understand that, but you have to plan for those things, right? Now, on the flip side of that, beer dinners. The first thing that happens when you inflation and all kinds of other stuff, and you can't afford to pay bills or whatever, what do you pull back? Discretionary spending, right? Maybe I'm not going to go out to eat 2 times this week. Maybe I'm only going to go out to eat, once a month. So you're saving it for a good time. A lot of times we're planning a price point that you think is the right price point for people, but maybe we're looking at it from a perspective of 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe we have to lower the price a little bit. Maybe you have to shorten it up. Maybe it's not 6 courses, it's only 4. And we're going to give you a little bit more food, but you're not going to pay as much, but you're going to get a lesser pour of beer. It's a fine line. And I think we're starting to see that, like, well, maybe I'm not going to go to the beer dinner. Maybe I don't want to do that, and I'll do something else. So I think, we're going to start to see a lot more of those things too, where you're going to see less of them. And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I think a beer dinner, as opposed to a beer festival, I think a beer dinner is a great way to introduce yourself to a brewery and to a restaurant's, way of how does this pair with this, and working your way through it. Maybe it's not a full pour of beer. Maybe it's you're getting a 7-ounce pour of each thing, and maybe it's a limited amount of food that you're eating with it. Instead of a big piece of something, you're getting something a little bit smaller, and work your way through the dinner. I think that might be more palatable for people. If you set a price point at like $50, that might be easier than 75 or 90 or 100, or you include the tax and gratuity. So they know they're only paying one price, and they're getting everything all in one. That's a little bit different.
Right. 100%. So, all right. On that note, we'll actually chat on. Well, I'll just bring it up now. The beer dinner we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks on the show, and Al mentioned on his show, not this past week, but the week before, in Westfield at Rooster Spin, with us hosting, and Wet Ticket was going to be there, being brought to you by Sunrise Cellars in Westfield, was postponed due to ticket sales. And then it was thought about a couple days or a day before, and realized that it was the night before Memorial Day weekend, and probably should have made it a bit later than that. And at this point, so they postponed the event. It's still going to happen, but a couple of dates are being discussed, and one will be announced this week. And it's probably going to be early July. It was going to be towards the end of June, but there's a conflict with a couple of parties, and I don't mean parties like other parties, like
No,
people.
I
mean, individuals involved in the event. So it's probably going to be the following week is obviously 4th of July week. So it's probably going to be the week after that.
Okay.
But it'll be announced this week. We'll announce it here. We'll post it on our Facebook page. We'll post it in some of the groups. I'll let you know. I know you're going. I'll let you know, and you can do whatever what you will at that point. But and it will be promoted with NJCB as well. And we'll get it out there. But we'll make it's gonna be a good event. It's gonna be a good event.
Rooster Spin. If you've not eaten there, I have. The fried chicken is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double fried Korean fried chicken. It's phenomenal.
Oh, I love it.
It is really good, and it's in a really cool spot by the Westfield train station. There's plenty of parking. Mm-hmm. It's a really nice spot, and the food is fantastic. And I haven't been there in a number of years, but the food is very, very good. I mean, you will not be disappointed.
No, absolutely. It's going to be great food. 6 courses.
Yeah.
And beer to pair with it from Wet Ticket. Tim, the owner of Wet Ticket, will be there. We'll be there as well. We'll host it, and Tim will be there talking about the beer. We'll be filming some of it to use. We'll be a live podcast. We'll be filming some of it to use in promotional videos for the show, for Wet Ticket, for Rooster Spin, for Sunrise Cellars, and so forth. Nice. And it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a fun night. But later on this week, it'll be announced what the new date will be. Like I said, it's probably going to be the second Thursday in July.
All right. If you let me know before tomorrow night, I can get it in the show for this weekend.
I will do my best to find out from them when it's going to be tomorrow. So to let you know ASAP tomorrow, so you can do that. So, cool, awesome. I think I don't know about you, but I think we should do a top trace list. Which I was not aware of it, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for him to come up with.
Well, make it quick because I do need to get going. So
no. It'll be a quick one, trust me. Or will it? No, I'm kidding. Tonight's top 3 list is top 3 favorite Beatles songs.
Oh,
top 3 favorite Beatles songs. So Dave and I were talking before. We should have put a cubed 3 next to on the top of the 3.
Yeah, because
27.
Like 27 of them.
But top 3 favorite Beatles songs. Al, please kick us off and give us your 3.
All right. I'm doing this off the top of my head because I'm more of a pretty early Beatles guy than a later Beatles guy.
As am I.
So, in no particular order, She Loves You.
Mm-hmm.
Help. And
Now, does that help HELP or the way Gilligan spelt it HEPL?
HELP.
Or no, it's HLEP. That's how Gilligan spelled it, actually.
Oh wow, what's the last one? I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Okay, that's fine. But what song is your other?
I Want to Hold Your Other Hand.
All right.
Come get me down that hand.
All right, Samurai, yours.
Well, I wrote down like 7 of them.
I'm just doing 3. I had to cut it to 3 because I would have gone on all night.
I know. I will just keep going. I'll give 2 honorable mentions. Rocky Raccoon. Unlike you guys, I think I'm more of a later Beatles fan. Being a bass player, I appreciated the more intricate bass lines of the later Beatles years. So, love playing them. And the other one that I want to give as an honorable mention is She's Leaving Home. What I absolutely loved about that song, it's a waltz. It's a friggin' waltz. The Beatles put out a waltz, and no one knew they were listening to a waltz. So I thought that was phenomenal. But my number 3, and this comes from my D&D days because I played a druid, and I had a druids couldn't use swords, so I had a hammer. It was made of mithril, which is a type of silver. So Maxwell Silver Hammer, because when you were young and you get punchy at around 2 a.m. playing Harvard hours for D&D, the guy who starts singing "If I Killed Anything," bang bang Melgros's mithril hammer came down upon his head. So that's got special meaning for me. My number 2's got special meaning for me because it's one of the first songs I ever sang as a small child, and that was "Hey Jude." But my family thought it was really, really funny because I used to sing it "Hey Jew." I didn't hear the deal as a kid, so
okay.
I didn't know what I was saying. But my number 1, mostly because it's so much fun to play on bass. It's got a chord progression that shows up in so many other songs, primarily 25 or 6/4. And I know there's a Zeppelin song that has the same chord progression, and that's "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." And also the fact that you've got Eric Clapton playing on it as well. He does the solo on it. So. And of course, George returned the favor by doing the solo on Cream's "Bad."
I think George and Eric returned favors in a lot of other ways too with each other.
Yeah, they shared a few things here and there. But George actually shows up in the credits of that song as Giorgio Misterioso.
That's right.
So, but yeah, that was easy. That's easy. I didn't have to think about my number 1. I had to think about 2 and 3. It's like, well, the only way they made 2 and 3 is because they've got personal connections.
Right. All right. So I too have 2 honorable mentions. I'm going to give you 1 now and then 1 at the end, and there's a reason. You'll figure out why.
Or maybe
that's pretty obvious.
Very low.
It's pretty obvious. Anyway, so "Penny Lane" is my honorable mention. Fun song, love it. Any mentions of firemen, right? Of course, right.
Figure that one out.
But my number 3, "Here, There, and Everywhere." I'm an old softie, right? "Here, There, and Everywhere."
Yeah, beautiful song. The George Harrison
song. Great song. My number 2, "Blackbird."
That's actually written down here. So I'm glad.
It's my daughter Marina's favorite Beatles song. That's her number 1.
And don't you have it's Piggies that's got him play the.
And my number 1 is "And I Love Her." That's my number 1. I'm an old softie, if you will. But my other honorable mention.
The Shame for Jess. Oh,
my other honorable mention is "I Am the Walrus."
I Am the Walrus. There
so
you go.
Kind of doesn't go in tune with "Penny Lane," "Here, There, and Everywhere," "Blackbird," and "I Love Her."
No.
And one of the reasons is, back in the day, teenagers, right? We did gong shows, right? And we were in one gong show, and me and this other guy, we did a beatnik version of "I Am the Walrus," and I was playing just beatnik chords on an acoustic guitar, and banging on the hollow body of the acoustic guitar for effect and everything else, and he was doing a beatnik reading of the lyrics to "I Am the Walrus." "Yellow matter custard dripping from a dead dog's eye."
People snapping for you?
That's great.
It was hysterical. It was great. I mean, you had to be there, but it was great.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. And if I had to,
I'm trying to figure out "Yellow Matter Custard." Did they get it from Dr. John?
Or no, Dr. John got it from them. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
interesting.
100%. So there you go. And which we call, and just to throw one more in there is Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, that's great.
That's a great. It's a
favorite writer. I mean,
we could go on. We could just list every song, right? I mean,
I play Beatles so infrequently on my day job show because the host is more of a Dave Clark 5 guy than he is a Beatles guy, which is cool for me because I love Dave Clark 5. But we do have a guest that's a big Beatles aficionado, so I always come up with a song. Like I never pick out the ones that he's the ones that everybody would expect to play. I pull a lot of esoteric ones. I pull stuff from the archives or whatever, and he's always amazed.
I think
just stuff that I know he'll know what it is, but or something that goes to the theme of whatever it is that we're talking about.
Okay.
And he's always like, I can't believe that he can do it. And I'm like, I started in music radio. I do know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's funny because you've got 3 music disc jockeys.
Right. So I kind of know a little
bit about what we're talking about. Yeah. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, like, and it doesn't make my list, obviously, but if I didn't throw a nod to the first single that they released.
Oh,
that She Loves You?
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh God.
Was it not one they wrote?
No, they wrote it.
Okay. I can't remember. My brain is fried.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you.
I'm
not bluffing, but I'm fried too from the weekend and the day today. It's been nuts.
He would know it any other time, but right now he's just bluffing.
I'm just
calling, vamping.
Exactly.
A little bit.
Oh, there we go. Love Me Do. Love Me Do. Love Me Do.
I just
you do. I know. You love Me Do. If you hear the album version of it, Ringo is playing drums. Okay. If you hear the single version of it,
right,
there's tambourine in it. Ringo's not playing drums. Go to your bio break. Go to your bio break. Go.
I'm going to say because I know how long
it'll be done in 5. It'll be done in 10 seconds. It'll be done before you get back. Anyway, Ringo's playing tambourine.
Right.
George Martin did not like Ringo's drumming in the beginning, so he brought in a Scottish session musician, Andy White, who played the drums on the single version of the that was released of Love Me Do. And so anytime you hear Love Me Do and there's a tambourine in it, that's Ringo playing tambourine, but it's Andy White playing drums. Right. And I was fortunate enough for a couple of years before he passed to live across the street in Caldwell, New Jersey, to Andy White.
Oh, wow.
And so many great stories that man told. I couldn't even begin to show them any justice with you. I mean, he did so much great work. I mean, between that, he played on It's Not Unusual from Tom Jones. That's Andy White playing drums. He waxed nostalgic. One of the best things he loved that he ever did was he used to go on tour with Marlene Dietrich.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and talk about that. Those were fantastic stories. And he never had a gloating bone in his body. It was always just sharing the experience with you.
Sure.
Right. He was excited to share it with whomever he was talking to. He can meet you out right now and tell the story. It was fantastic.
So did you guys see the movie yesterday?
Oh yeah.
With Dev Patel?
About no.
You didn't see yesterday? About the Beatles?
Yeah. Yes. The one where he creates all the Beatles songs and
the flash of whatever and
that was great. What a great movie!
That was fantastic.
Great movie.
Now the one couple, they're like him. They knew
those two guys. At first, he's terrified of them, but you brought up Eleanor Rigby. It's the one song he couldn't remember all the lyrics to. That he struggled through the whole movie to try to remember. That's right. And I just love the scene where he actually goes and sees John.
Yeah, and he's on a lake in the cabin, and yeah.
You're a very weird man.
What?
Sheeran.
Yes, Sheeran was good.
I became a Sheeran fan.
I remember the one.
I do have to go, so I'm gonna leave it at that with the Beatles stuff.
Have at it. Thank you for coming on. We're gonna be signing off in a couple seconds anyway. But Al, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you popping on for a bit. We know you're crazy busy. I'll reach out to you tomorrow before you're gonna do anything for the show, so you can know, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Thanks, boys.
I'll talk to you.
All right.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
I don't know. Oh, you poured something, did you?
I got a delivery today.
What'd you do? You did. Barrel-aged Malort. Oh, you're killing me, dude. I got to order my bottle of Malort for the Malort show.
You better. You're not getting out of the goddamn Malort show.
No, I'm not. I'll order it this week. It's fine. But I got to order it. But now I got to order that. Now I got to order that too. You pain in the ass.
Do you have to text?
No. I'll order it. I'll order it tomorrow. That's fine. But I was just going to say the other fun thing I was just going to mention is if you remember, you ever see the movie Peggy Sue Got Married? All right. Yeah. And Kathleen Turner, and she's married to Nick Cage. and she goes back to the 50s or 60s or whenever they were, and she Dusseldorf, yeah, and she's trying to give him, because she was like, I guess what was it? She was in a coma, right, or whatever, and she goes back and she's trying to give him songs to write because he's a musician or whatever, and she gives him "She Loves You," right, and she loves you, yeah, 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 and he wants to change it. No, it's better like this. She loves you, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Nope. Well, let's do this before we close out. Let's finish this category of hot
All right, go for
that
it.
I had. Because there's only 2 more on there. Because we talked about our favorite instruments. This was the music interlude, and I can save the rest for another day. What was your favorite song to play?
My favorite song to play. Oh, geez, of all time.
Yep. When you were playing, what was your favorite one to play?
Oh, geez, I got to be honest. I'll have to separate that into it's keyboards. It's not going to be on guitar.
The one that you had the
Most fun playing. Yeah, it's definitely going to be on keyboards. I got to be honest with you. It's hard because there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of fun ones. Honestly, it's going to be tied between Journey and Rush.
I figured.
All right, and I'll give you one from each. It's going to be "Don't Stop Believin'." All right, that's a fantastic, fun song to play. And there are others too. I mean, even just off of that Escape album, just "Who's Crying Now" was fun.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
Actually, I enjoyed the keyboard. Some of the keyboard parts.
Frontiers were great. Yeah, you know what? "Send Her My Love" was fantastic to play. That was very fun to play off of Frontiers, and "Separate Ways" was fun to play too. I mean, they're all. I can't pick one. They're all tied in there. But I was going to say, oddly enough, off of Escape, whatchamacallit, where is my mind tonight, dude? Definitely a senior moment. Exactly.
It's squeezing your head too tight. Or maybe it's not squeezing it enough.
I can sing it. This is going to be easier to do. I'll just do it like this. Route 222. Stone in Love. Now it's all guitars in the beginning, but at the end, because we used to do this, right? We played Stone in Love in a couple bands I was in, but and I'd play guitar in the beginning because it's all guitar in the beginning. There's no keyboards until the end of the song. After the last chorus, the whole vamp is probably like 2.5 minutes long, and it's all it's keyboards in it, and that was fantastic to play. I loved playing that, even just the ending of the song. It was, but Rush, Subdivisions, and probably Distant Early Warning was fun too. Big Money was fun too. I'll leave it with those three. Subdivisions, Distant Early Warning, and Big Money. 3 albums in a row, by the way. 82, 84, and 85.
Well, for me, I don't think I had more fun playing any song than Paranoid.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
The bass on that was so much fun. It was after, like I said, after I pulled the Ibanez back out and heard that growl, when it came to because I was doing Paranoid on the Gibson, and then I started doing it on the Ibanez, and the TR's got both the jazz and the precision pickups. So you turn it all to the jazz pickup for that song, and that was a lot of fun to play. Also, like I mentioned earlier, I enjoyed playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps. If you've learned all the fills, it becomes much more fun once you've learned the fills. Cumbersome was another one that I really enjoyed by Severed Mary 3.
Gotcha. And a lot of stuff that I wrote too is fun to play, but I won't bring that up because I seriously doubt anybody watching this show will know any of the songs.
Nope.
If there's a few people out there that bought one of the CDs back in the early '90s, or not.
Jim doesn't count.
Oh, Jim didn't buy one.
Yeah, exactly. So now the last one. Not necessarily while you're on stage in the band or that. Maybe just sometimes when you're by yourself, maybe in the shower or in the car. Your favorite song to sing.
Favorite song to sing? Ooh, there's a good one.
Where you just let it go. No one's around. No one can hear you.
Mac the Knife. Yep.
Really?
Mac the Knife. Definitely a crooner song. And second to that would be Summer Wind from Frank Sinatra.
I've got two. One where I think I can actually sing it is Desperado.
Fair enough. That's always a good song. That's fun. That's fun to sing.
Love to sing that. One though that I think is so much fun to sing is From the Wall by Pink Floyd.
Trial's good. Good song.
Especially when it gets to the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are singing that song and you're not wiping spittle off of something, you're not singing it right.
Exactly. I'm big on harmonies. Because there's been very few songs that I've sung lead on over the years, right? Some, but very few. But I always sung backup or and certainly a lot of harmonies. And one of my favorite songs to sing harmonies on is I've Seen All Good People.
Oh, I can see that. My favorite song to sing background on actually was Respect.
Okay.
To the point that I like singing it so much that I did a lot of other backgrounds, and my friends back in high school and early college referred to me as a funky black chick. And I taught my boys to sing it. And there was one time we're driving down the road, Respect came on, the two of them in the back going, shoop.
Yeah. Hey, 19. Shoop. That's Aretha Franklin. Yeah, she don't remember the Queen of Soul.
They get that little thing in there. Oh, so much. And it's just like, not related to singing, but the other thing I taught the boys, and this is damn good parenting here, I taught them, I don't care where you are, what you're doing. When the drum solo for In the Air Tonight comes on, you air drum the fuck out of it.
There's two drum solos that you have to air drum.
Mm-hmm. That's number one. What's number
two?
I
won't call it number one or number two. I'll just say there's two. In the Air Tonight and Tom Sawyer.
Okay. Well, we'll take that with a grain of salt because you're such a huge Rush whore.
I mean...
But for the rest of the world who are not, I love Rush. I'm not the size fan you are when it comes to Rush. But there was one point, driving down the road, the boys in the backseat fighting. Mm-hmm. They're fighting. They're bickering. In the Air Tonight comes on. They're fighting. They're bickering. It gets to the drum solo. They stop. They go.
Yeah.
And went right back to fighting. Went right back to fighting.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I saw an interview with Phil Collins, and he said they must have done they did a lot of takes on that, and that's the one they went with. So, and every single take was different. Every single take, according to Phil Collins in this interview, every single take was different. So, if they, it's highly likely if they picked one of the other ones to go with, that Phil you'd be talking about, not that we wouldn't be doing it, but we'd be doing it differently.
We'd be doing it different, but I don't think they realized when they were deciding that it would become the most iconic drum riff, possibly in music.
Sure. All right.
So, well, John needs
to eat. And
he needs some brain food.
And we got a good cocktail podcast coming up tomorrow night.
We do. Now this was John. So I'm a chaser. It's Johnny's turn to make the challenge and remind not that Tom's listening, but we always have to remind Tom what the challenge is 2 days or 3 days before the show, even if he's the one
who came up with the challenge. Yeah. It's a Negroni, but the only standard ingredient from a Negroni that you can use is sweet vermouth. Okay,
you cannot use gin, and you cannot use Campari.
And the guidelines are you have to use a base spirit, whatever it is. It can be anything. Whatever you're going to replace gin with, and it doesn't have to be gin, tequila, vodka, blah blah blah. It's just something to fill the void of the base spirit, whatever it may be. And you have to use a bitter herbal liqueur in place of the Campari. That has to be whatever you want to use for the base spirit you use.
What some people would refer to as
digestive. Right. Whatever you want to use as the base spirit, have at it. Doesn't matter. Just
this would count.
That would count.
But we've actually eliminated it from contention because 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from tomorrow, right? We'll do that. But the replacement for a Campari has to be a Campari replacement. It has to be a bitter herbal liqueur. So there you go. And there you have it.
And I have
mine as well.
I've tasted it and I like it.
Okay. There you go. All right. So that'll be tomorrow night at 6:30ish, give or take a few minutes.
Yeah, we used to hit off a little earlier, but John's got a job now.
On Wednesdays, I have things that need to get done later in the afternoon.
Yeah, but so
and that leads me
throughout the day, and also throughout the day. So the windows.
Throughout the day has always been the case, right? But now I have things that have to be done for things that we're revamping and redoing. Good news down the road from that, but more on that when it happens. But yeah, it's taken me right up to the 6 o'clock mark, so we can't start right at 6 anymore. So it's 6:20, 6:25, 6:30, 6:35.
John has more daytime responsibility.
So that's probably better way to phrase it that way. Yeah. So in any event, that's what we're doing. So it'll be a little later, and then of course the sports podcast will follow that, and we have some interesting twists on that tomorrow night. Should be interesting, depending of course on what
those interesting twists.
The interesting twists should be interesting, depending on what of course the Knicks do. Depending on what the Knicks do tonight. That's what I'm saying. So, but anyway, enough on that. On that note, we will wrap up. On that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.logroom.com. That's LEGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Logger Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, iTunes Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you tomorrow night on the End of Chaser Show and next Tuesday on a really cool Log Room Guys show. I'm looking forward to this one. Definitely make sure you're in attendance for that one. You're going to want to be so.
We're
going to have a cool show next Tuesday.
I guess
there you go. All right. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon, folks. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. A 7-7. I gotta pick it up next week.
Yeah. Well, you're a little mentally slow tonight.
Anyway, enjoy, folks. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.